changed to protect their privacy. My husband, Christopher, also weighs in throughout the book. He also signed off on everything, even the painfully honest sections about his family. Marriage in the Middle addresses many, but certainly not all, of the issues faced by those of us who are roughly between the ages of 40 and 65. Though tomes have been written on trauma and attachment issues, I include a chapter on each, hoping that readers will recognize how these topics may affect their marriages. Questions at the end of each chapter will help you go deeper and serve as conversation starters for couples or small groups. And if you've read my earlier book, Making Marriage Beautiful, please know that Marriage in the Middle does not repackage that content. However, you will recognize some thematic overlap. After all, I still follow Jesus and I'm still married to the same man. Midlife can often leave us feeling like we're out in the middle of the sea in a tiny boat with a single sail. Though we have little power over the frequency or intensity of the storms that rage around us, we do have tremendous agency in how we respond. My prayer is that Marriage in the Middle will inspire and motivate you to do whatever it takes so that you will be able to sail resolutely and joyfully into the final chapter of life. Chapter 1. The Paradox of Midlife Marriage. Crisis or Opportunity. Without even trying, my husband Christopher and I confronted almost every major midlife challenge in an extremely compressed period of time. When we dropped off our eldest son for his first year of college, we naively assumed that we were entering midlife sweet spot. In reality, we were saying goodbye to life as we knew it, and not in a way we would have chosen. After settling him into his dorm, we drove east for 7 hours. As we pulled into the hotel parking lot, an inebriated woman staggered out of the front door slurring, "Run! Get out of here!" We thought she was talking to an imaginary friend, but in retrospect, she was warning us. While packing up the next morning, a small moving object caught my eye. I instinctively grabbed it, popped it in an empty Ziploc bag, and typed "bedbug" into my handheld. My heart sank as the photos appeared. The hotel manager assured us that putting our belongings in commercial clothes dryers would kill the bugs. He was wrong, but it took several weeks to figure that out. We piled into the minivan completely oblivious to how much collateral damage his ignorance would cost. Upon crossing the New York-Massachusetts border, my husband's sister called to inform us that their mom had been admitted to the hospital. We debated going back, but decided that it was probably nothing serious and continued on our way to Boston. Within an hour of arriving home, I went to the laundromat and dried all of our clothes to a crisp. All for naught. 2 weeks later, we woke up with bites on our legs. We then hired a bedbug-sniffing beagle who unceremoniously sat down in 3 separate places, confirming what we suspected. The pest removal specialist arrived shortly thereafter with massive portable heaters to bake each room. It looked like the Drug Enforcement Agency had come through. Mattresses were pushed off the beds, chairs were turned upside down, and the contents of our closets and dressers were strewn across the room so they could be evenly cooked. The price tag exceeded 2 mortgage payments, and the hotel refused to share the fee. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law's health steadily worsened. Doctors initially thought she was suffering from kidney stones, then pancreatitis. Finally, she was diagnosed with advanced pancreatic cancer. She never made it home from the hospital. Next up, our youngest son took a shot to the neck while playing football, resulting in a concussion and a peculiar throat injury. We spent several weeks going back and forth to specialists, exploring whether or not he'd need corrective surgery. He didn't, but the injury ended his football career. If you can believe it, things